Good morning. It is July 19th. I'm out for a walk this morning so I don't go crazy. So, sold the bike yesterday, and that brings up mixed feelings. I had to ride the bike downtown to go sell it to Connor, and the ride was amazing. It was good. It felt good. I love being on the freeway on the bike. I don't like riding around the city. The reminder of our friend Cindy being killed on a head-on from somebody turning in front of her always crosses my mind, like every time I go through an intersection. So we decided, for probably the safety aspect of it, as well as maybe trying to consolidate some cash to weather the storm, that we would sell the bike. And we met a dude, his name's Connor. He's from Arizona, 21-year-old kid. And dude, this kid, he's getting it, man. His dad's a cop, his dad rides. He's a skater kid, and he had a little Sporty, and he sold the Sporty several months ago or whatever, and saved up and was looking for a bigger bike. And we got a great deal on the bike when we bought it from the people in Arizona. And so we pass on that deal to him. We sold it for exactly how much we had into it. And dude, he was so fucking stoked, man. This kid was in amazement. He was getting a big boy bike for the price of a Sporty. And it just had a lot of style to it. And man, he was fucking happy. And so the kid, pinching pennies, rode all the way up on a bus. And got in the previous night with the money in his pocket, and walked down to the hotel, which was down through pretty shitty neighborhoods downtown at night. And we met him in the morning, and we did the deal. And dude, he was in amazement. He was so happy, and you could just tell this kid's kind of got a little bit of an old soul. Reminds me of Chris Clark's boy a lot. Looked like him, acted like him. Had some, had a good attitude, man. And he was so fucking happy. And it makes me happy knowing that bike's going to go get ridden, because I've only ridden it a handful of times since we've had it. It's either too hot or too cold, or just too much whatever. So it's brought up all these mixed feelings about having to sell the things that you love. And the ride was really nice down there. Really, really nice. This bike was fucking cool. It was cool for being like a production bike, for being a Dyna. It was lowered and had a cool seat on it, and a sissy bar and some 12-inch bars on it. Just a cool bike, not like a custom bike. Nothing like the Ellis Kalito was. But that bike broke my back, and was super shitty to ride, 4-speed, whatever. So this bike was like a Cadillac compared to the previous Sporty I had. But it brings up a lot of positive feelings, but also brings up a lot of negative feelings about having to sell this stuff. We only have a little 2-car garage in the house that we rent, and in there we've got the Speedster, my Roadster project, and the 2 bikes, and then all the other shit in there. And it's so packed in there that you can't really do anything. And so that's frustrating, when you can't get work done, because if you got to make things dirty in there, you do like by painting something or cleaning something, or you worry about it, whatever, and you just can't spread out. I'd love to have a small shop or a bigger garage where you had store things and have equipment and stuff like that, but right now it's not in the cards. So kind of going through this separation anxiety from having to sell some of the stuff. We sold the Speedster also over the weekend, and guy's going to pick it up probably in a couple weeks, have a shipper come pick it up. And that in itself brings up a lot of mixed feelings, because it was a car that V really, really wanted, and V really, really loved. And but it was a lot of money sitting there, and we bought this right when COVID hit, and we kind of knew it probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but we kind of felt like it was like a savings account. And I think just with everything going on It's probably better to have liquid cash than assets. So I don't know. I know she kind of sold this car partly to help give me some money back that we had into it, and probably, so we can help pay off my truck and try to minimize all of our debts. And so trying to grow and trying to realize that that things don't bring you happiness is really hard when things have brought you happiness your whole life. And I've been a car guy since I was 15. Before that, I was into bikes and RC cars and all that. Things have always brought me happiness, and it's hard to kind of change your shift on the importance of things when those type of things have always played a big part of your life. So I don't know how to deal with that right now. I'm having a kind of a, not, I don't know if you call it a midlife crisis or whatever, but trying to grow more as a person and trying to realize that the things don't really bring you happiness that the experience does, but I'm holding on to that idea of the things. Tools and equipment and parts and cars and stuff. But what I really don't like is I don't like going to work for the fucking man. I'm a limo driver in a suit every day. It's so not me. For the last 2.5 years, 3 years, I was getting up at like 4 or 3 in the morning, and just hating getting up and feeling like Groundhog's Day every day. And even on my days off, I couldn't sleep in because it's just, and I could never get caught up on sleep ever. I was always just perpetually tired. I think it was affecting me. It was really hard. But it's a $70,000 a year job, $70,000 a year job, and it gives insurance and all that shit. So the fact is, it's a good job, and that enables you to buy more stuff. So the getting rid of the stuff can buy your freedom back, and that is a fucking clusterfuck in my mind. Like, is it worth working to have the stuff, or do you sell all your stuff, have no bills, very low overhead, and I can go to work for the shop every day with V and have more time with her and enjoy what we're doing at the shop? It's not gonna make us rich. I mean, it could. The shop was going really good before COVID. But what's the right answer, man? It's such a fucking mess. So, we walk around the neighborhood here and, see all the people's stuff. We don't own a house. I don't know my truck. I owe about what it's worth. So I don't know that truck. I've got these things in the garage that, can give me a little bit of cash, but not like we got like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equity or accumulated wealth. We have very little overall. And in one way that makes you light and nimble. In other ways, it makes you feel like a failure. I've always placed the importance, this is the madness in my head, is I've always placed the importance of having my freedom versus having like 2 jobs or working like 50-60 hours a week and wanting this freedom to not work my life away, because you never know when you're going to die. So I wasn't really willing to put 12-14 hours a day into, like, say, a business or get 2 jobs and get ahead and save all this money and stuff. And now that I've lived longer than I ever thought I was going to live, now I haven't accumulated a lot. And so I lived a lot when I was younger, but now as I'm getting older, the people that were responsible and worked and saved are obviously way farther ahead than I am, materialistic wise. And then I guess my depth as far as like being a wide awake to the world and stuff like that, that's, and trying to find happiness is within myself, that it's in itself can be priceless. And I think a lot of people that constantly strive for things maybe can never find that happiness, but some of them look pretty goddamn happy. I don't know their situation though. I don't know, if it's all from hard work or if it were just inherited money or, a lawsuit gave them money. Who knows? But it shouldn't be. I shouldn't care, because there's a hell of a lot more people that have a hell of a lot less than I do, but my mind doesn't focus on that. So like in my previous video, I said envy was my deadly sin, and that's where my envy comes in, is when people have accumulated this wealth that I obviously haven't. Do I feel like a failure sometimes? Yeah. Do I feel like I get it sometimes? Yeah. But every time we buy and sell something, it creates a positive and a negative. And I guess you can't have one without the other. That's, it's impossible to have one without the other, that's balance. And just trying to grow as a human being and trying to figure out my way. You'd think by 48 years old you would, but God, I feel like I'm just learning shit. So anyway, that's my rant for today, or my thought for today. And someday somebody's gonna see this and really think I'm pretty deep. Not really. They're gonna, what a fucking mess. All right, man. Have a good one.